Listen closely. That knot in your stomach when you log in on Monday morning, it's not anxiety, it's data. For decades, if a company wanted you gone, they walked you into a conference room and handed you a box. It was direct, but it was honest. But since 2020, the corporate playbook has been rewritten. We entered the era of efficiency obsession, where firing people is expensive, legally risky, and bad for PR. So they stopped firing. They started squeezing. They developed a psychological siege warfare designed to make you so uncomfortable, so isolated, and so doubting of your own sanity that you voluntarily resign. It saves them the severance package. It saves them the unemployment claim. And it leaves you thinking you were the failure. HR calls it performance management. Psychologists call it constructive discharge. You probably call it quiet firing. If you think you're being paranoid, you're likely already a target. Here is the exact 7-step playbook companies use to push you out without pulling the trigger, and exactly what smart employees do when they see it coming. Sign 1, the ghosting. The first sign is silence. It starts with the calendar. You used to be in the Monday morning roadmap sync. You used to lead the Q3 strategy review. Then, one week, the invite doesn't appear. You ask your boss, and they give you a casual shrug. We're just streamlining the invite list, they say. We want to protect your time. Don't buy it. In corporate hierarchies, presence is power. When you are removed from the rooms where decisions happen, you are being erased from the organization's future. Why do they do this? 2 reasons. First, they are testing redundancy. They want to see if the team can function without you. Second, and more sinister, they are preventing you from building a defense. You can't defend your value if you don't know what the new priorities are. Amateurs panic and complain about being left out. Professionals get it on the record. Send a neutral email. I noticed I'm no longer on the invite for the strategy sync. Can we clarify my role in this project so I can prioritize my workflow? If they have a benign reason, like budget shifts or genuine time saving, they'll tell you. If they give you vague corporate word salad, document it. That non-answer is your first piece of evidence. Sign 2, the paper trail. If sign 1 is subtle, sign 2 is an act of war. The Performance Improvement Plan, or PIP. Let's be clear about what this document is. In 90% of cases, a PIP is not a plan to improve your performance. It is a plan to justify your termination. Top employment law firms openly advise companies on how to craft PIPs that act as a bulletproof vest against lawsuits. The tactic here is moving goalposts. Picture this. You're a sales associate. You're told to increase client satisfaction by 20% in 30 days. It's aggressive, but you hustle. You hit the number. But in your review, your manager doesn't celebrate. They frown. They say, yes, but your cross-sell penetration is down. Suddenly, a metric that wasn't even on the original plan is the reason you're failing. When the goals shift, you stop working and start writing. Document every single change in criteria. If they promised you training resources in the PIP and didn't deliver them, email HR immediately. Per my PIP, I requested the X training on January 12th. I still haven't received it. Please confirm the timeline. You likely won't save your job. Once the PIP lands, the decision is usually made. But you make it legally dangerous for them to fire you for cause. Sign 3, the bore out. Most people think companies push you out by overworking you. Often, they do the opposite. They starve you. This is sign 3, task downgrading. You're a senior engineer. You built the legacy architecture. But suddenly, your complex coding tickets are reassigned to a junior developer. You are left with documentation updates and research. This is psychological torture called bore out. They are stripping away your purpose. They want you to feel useless so that you check out mentally. A 2024 HR industry report highlights this as a primary quiet firing tactic because it destroys your confidence without leaving a bruise. Don't just sit there scrolling LinkedIn. That's what they want. Schedule a career development meeting. Ask, I've noticed my project scope has changed to lower impact work. How can I contribute to the Q4 priorities? If they stonewall you, stop asking. Use that silence to refocus your energy. Start polishing your resume. Sign 4, the lockout. Sign 4 is the only one that happens without human intervention. It happens in the back end. You try to log into the shared drive you've used for 3 years. Access denied. You try to open the Q4 budget file. Permission revoked. You submit a ticket. IT says it's a security cleanup or a permissions migration. Maybe it is. Or maybe security and HR have already flagged your account as high risk for departure. Companies often revoke access to sensitive IP weeks before the actual termination meeting to prevent data theft. They are locking the doors while you're still inside the house. The smartest move is to verify. Check with a peer. Did they lose access too? If it's just you, assume the clock is ticking. Let's pause. If you're already documenting to protect yourself, you know the game. Comment below. Which of these signs did you spot first? The silence or the lockout? Let's compare notes. Sign 5. Manager avoidance. Sign 5 is emotional. It's the manager vanishing act. Your weekly one-to-ones get canceled. Once is normal. Twice is annoying. 3 times is a message. When you do catch them, they won't make eye contact. They seem uncomfortable. They give you one-word answers on Slack. Why? Cowardice and liability. If they know you're leaving, every conversation is a potential legal landmine. They are terrified of saying something that contradicts the official reason for your exit. So they say nothing. New workplace research from 2025 confirms that avoidance is the #1 behavioral predictor of an upcoming firing. They are ghosting you because you are already a ghost to them. Sign 6, social isolation. This is the most painful one, the social freeze. Workplaces are tribes. When the tribe senses a member is wounded or being exiled, the others distance themselves to survive. It's evolutionary. You walk into the break room and conversation stops. You aren't invited to the happy hour. The team group chat goes silent when you type. A 2025 meta-analysis in Frontiers in Psychology, analyzing over 24,000 workers, found that workplace exclusion is actually more psychologically damaging than harassment. Harassment says, I hate you. Exclusion says, you don't exist. Whatever you do, don't beg for inclusion. It makes you look weak. Pick one trusted peer, just one, and ask directly. I feel like I'm out of the loop on the team dynamic lately. Is there something I should know? If even they give you a non-answer, you have your answer. The decision has been socialized. You are the last to know. Sign 7. Compensation stagnation. Finally, sign 7. The money. It's review season. You hit your numbers. You kept the clients happy. But when the comp letter comes, it's a 1% adjustment. Or 0. They tell you budget constraints. It's a tough year. Then you look around. The guy 2 desks over got promoted. The team is hiring a new role. The budget exists. It just doesn't exist for you. Companies do not invest in depreciating assets. If they plan to fire you in 6 months, giving you a raise is wasted capital. You need to ask for a formal development plan with specific milestones for promotion. Ask, what specifically do I need to achieve to qualify for the next band? If they can't give you specifics, they aren't managing your career. They are managing your exit. Here is the hard truth. If you have seen 3 or more of these signs, you are likely already fired. They just haven't told you yet because they are waiting for you to break. The company is betting on your passivity. They are betting you will sit there, anxious and confused, waiting for permission to leave. If you do that, you are a victim. But now you have the playbook. You know the tactics. Smart people don't wait to be fired. They see the writing on the wall. They document the abuse to protect their severance, and they strategically position themselves to find a better offer. The game is rigged, but it only destroys you if you refuse to play it. If you want the real strategies for navigating corporate warfare, the stuff HR will never tell you, hit subscribe. We're building the playbook they don't want you to have. Don't let them blindside you. Stay sharp.